Orion is back on Earth. America has driven a golden spike as it crosses a bridge into the future. And we now have confirmation that Orion is stable 1, upright. Orion splashdown at a mission elapsed time of 4 hours and 24 minutes. And the crew module uprighting system is now being activated. These are the 5 inflatable airbags at the top of the spacecraft to ensure that Orion remains in an upright position. And you can see it on the water. The flight dynamics officer now has provided a final splashdown target in the Pacific with a latitude of 23.6 degrees north latitude, 116.46 degrees west longitude, a bullseye splashdown for America's newest spacecraft. Splashdown occurring once again at 10:29 a.m. Central Time, 8:29 a.m. Pacific Time, at a point some 270 miles or so west of Baja, California, about 630 statute miles southwest of San Diego. This is Mission Control Houston, here in the flight control room. Procedures for post-splashdown activities and the monitoring of data. And there you can see in the mission director's room at Hangar AE at the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, smiles, exuberance, celebration. Orion's maiden flight from start to finish was picture perfect. Significant milestones achieved for the Orion program as we move forward towards future steps that will ultimately take us to Mars. But this day belonged to the team all the way around: Lockheed Martin, United Launch Alliance, NASA, all of the contractors involved in the development and testing of Orion for what turned out to be the most perfect flight you could ever imagine in a first flight of a vehicle that was being tested, a brand new vehicle launched on a Delta IV rocket, a splashdown right on target in the Pacific Ocean, a significant milestone for America's space program. That view from the Icana is one of the Zodiac craft moving toward the location where Orion is gently bobbing in the Pacific Ocean, upright in Stable 1, with all 5 of its inflatable airbags having inflated properly to maintain it at a 180-degree orientation upright. It splashed down Stable 1 and stayed in that configuration through the time that its airbag system was deployed. Every single system on this spacecraft functioned by the book from start to finish. To recap, Orion, following its launch, made 2 orbits of the Earth. The first elliptical, the second highly elliptical, boosted towards its point in the sky and into deep space by the upper stage of a Delta IV rocket that launched the vehicle from the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station and Launch Complex 37 at 6:05 a.m. Central Time, 7:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Orion passed through the Van Allen radiation belt twice, all of its systems functioning perfectly, no effects whatsoever on the shielding or the computers or the avionics of the craft, reaching a peak altitude at 9:11 a.m. Central of 3,604.2 statute miles. The crew module separated from the service module right on time at 9:28 a.m. Central Time, and then we moved towards the critical entry phase. Once again, this view, we're looking from one of the helicopters providing sequential still video of Orion in the water, perfectly upright, having splashed down upright, releasing its parachutes. The waves cooperating, the weather cooperating at the splashdown zone. Orion entered the high-speed part of its journey back to Earth with entry interface, reaching the first traces of Earth's atmosphere at 10:19 a.m. Central Time, moving at a speed of about 20,000 miles an hour. Moments later, entered a very brief blackout period, while the plasma effects of its descent into the Earth's atmosphere blocked telemetry from being received here in Mission Control. Once again, you're looking at a variety of vessels and aircraft moving towards Orion in the initial phase of the recovery process that will result in Orion being winched and pulled into the flooded well deck of the USS Anchorage for its trip back to the port of San Diego, Naval Base San Diego. We